Okay, so I just wanted to complete the lesson for this time, and it's just a small section on problem with indexes. So first area we want to think about is index funds. So funds managers are people that take people's money and then invest it in the share market to try and help it grow. And sometimes they're actually limited to the companies they can choose from, so they have to choose the companies that are used in a particular index. And so if an index gets added, if a particular company gets added into an index, then there's a surge in buying those shares from that particular company. And so the share prices go up. Or if a company gets dropped from the index, then there's a major drop in buying those particular shares. And so the share prices go down. So remember that share price is based on supply and demand. So if people want to buy the shares, then it goes up, and if people don't want to buy the shares, then it goes down, or if people want to sell. So early in the 2000s, and this is an example of what we're talking about, technology companies were really popular. So several companies had inflated market capitalizations. So these were very popular technology companies. So they had a high market price, but they didn't really have much to show for it, so they had little earnings. So their share prices were valued very high, but they didn't really have a lot of money on many earnings to show a good consistent record of growth, and they were just popular because they were technology companies. So fund managers included these shares within their company. And then when the technology bubble burst, then companies got dropped from the index. And so fund managers lost a lot of money because the share price dropped. So that can be an issue with the index, that it is kind of cramping the style of what is happening, and that it really affects the company price, and it's kind of over affecting the company's share prices by what's going on with the index. And then if a large company is in an index, and this is the other problem, then an increase will drag the index up with it. So we're talking about a really big company that has a huge market capitalization, and it's pretty much dominating the entire index. So if the share price of this particular company increases, then it's going to drag the index with it. And so one company is basically affecting the entire index. A real issue with this is demonstrated by News Corporation. They had a very large effect during 2000, and their prices went up, and it brought the index up with it. So this attracted investors, and as investors wanted to be part of News Corporation, it kept forcing the price up. So price kept increasing, causing the index to increase to the extent that it became a poor reflection on the share market. So really your index is no longer demonstrating what the share market is doing adequately, because it's so affected by this one company. And those are a couple of issues with the indexes. Okay, so once you come into class, we'll be working on 7E.2 this time round.